Certification in closed session. Pursuant to subsection 2.2-3712D of the Code of Virginia 1950 as amended, each member of the Board of Supervisors upon roll call certifies that to the best of their knowledge, only public business matters were lawfully exempted from the open meeting requirements under the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and only such public business matters that were identified in the motions by which the closed meeting was convened were heard, discussed, or considered in the meeting by the Board of Supervisors. Any member of the Board of Supervisors who believes that there was a departure from the requirements shall state so prior to the vote, indicating the substance of the departure that in his or her judgment has taken place. Are there any supervisors who believe a departure has taken place? Since there is none, if you agree that the matters heard, discussed, or considered during the closed meeting were pursuant only to the motions by which the closed meeting was convened, please signify by saying yea or yes. Tim Lovelace.
Yes.
Glenn Wallace.
Yes.
Carl Ray.
Yes.
David Eaton.
Yes.
Horace Christian.
Yeah.
Steve Brady.
Yes.
Rebecca Dye.
Yes.
Ma'am, you have approval to return to regular session.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda to add 2 items. First would be a moral obligation for Project Brown, and second would be we're going to do a resolution.
Resolution for unannounced.
A resolution for Project Jones. For an unannounced industry.
Madam Chair, I'd also like to make a motion to possibly hire special counsel. All those in favor of the amended agenda? What we need to do? Is that how we say it?
I mean, if you all want to.
Get back on mine first.
Yeah, technically, I guess we would need a second for Steve's.
Okay, a second.
I'll
I'm sorry,
second.
I thought I heard David say second.
I'll
You
second
did.
Steve.
You did
Did
say
y'all move? I didn't hear y'all.
All right. Yep. All right, so all those in favor of the added items to our agenda? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right. First, Steve. Discuss your.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion that we provide the moral obligation. Ernie, you had it was in our packet, right? That we authorize signature of that moral obligation for Project Brown.
I'll second.
Steve, David. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Abstention, please. I don't think I have enough information from the town of St. Paul. Okay, that will be, and that'll be 2 abstentions. I'm going to say that also, because we didn't get enough from some of the partners, environment studies. All right, so all those, we got 5 yeses and 2 abstaining. Any opposed? All right, second is the resolution.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that the Board of Supervisors of Russell County, Virginia hereby agree to appropriate $1 million to a currently unannounced industrial project to be held for the purpose of giving unnamed industry a loan together with the additional project participant localities subject to the finalization of a revenue sharing agreement among the participants and the localities of the project.
I'll second.
Steve, and a second with David. Any
Yes, ma'am.
discussion? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Abstention, please. All right, 5 yeses, and I'm willing to abstain also. Madam Chair, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to have the proposed transactions and related contracts be reviewed by outside special counsel. These are very complicated transactions with many parts that need to be carefully reviewed before final commitment. I further propose that we engage the firm Gentry Locke as special counsel because we already have a connection with the firm and they are in close proximity and we already have this connection. To this extent that there aren't any procurement issues, I also move that we expedite this process I also move that normal procurement procedures should be suspended for this engagement.
Would you please restate that? I can't have you.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. You might need to turn me up. Okay. I'm making a motion to have the proposed transactions and related contracts be reviewed by outside special counsel. These are very complicated transactions with many parts that need to be carefully reviewed before final commitment. I further propose that we engage the firm Gentry Lock as special counsel because we already have a connection with the firm. They are already in close proximity and we already have this connection. To this extent, there should not be any procurement issues. I also move that we expedite this process. I also move that normal procurement procedures should be suspended for this engagement.
Which project? Two projects.
Projects.
Two projects that we just voted.
Yes.
All right, so Lou made a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
All right. All right. All those in favor of
Discussion?
discussion?
Do you, is this something that you all can do, or, well, I think we need to ask if they're comfortable with this.
I mean, obviously, and again, I don't know that I really want to be giving you too much advice as it relates to unannounced industry out here. There are some novel projects, but just my perspective, I don't know that, especially when we're working with other localities, such as was mentioned in the motion, I think you have to be careful bringing in people who are not familiar and have those relationships. I mean, if the board decides to do this, I mean, that's fine. But I feel uncomfortable discussing this in open session with Matt at this point.
All right. All those in favor of this motion? Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, thank you. Anyone abstain? All right, anything else? All right. With all that said, are there any matters presented before the board? Oris, do you have anything you want to talk about?
No.
David?
Yes, ma'am. I just have a couple of things, please. I had Lonzo provide you all a bridge naming resolution template. I have been approached by quite a few veterans there in the Swords Creek area. The bridge there, that when you first turn into Miller Creek there, the concrete bridge, they have asked me to present to the board and we have got proposed, we want to take some donations of as far as having names erected on a particular sign in a piece of property there that's owned by a resident. But I want to get this bridge as a Veterans Memorial Bridge. They had talked to me about doing it as a particular military, but then after we had more discussion, we want to designate this bridge as a memorial bridge for all people that served in this great nation. So I want to make a motion that we pass this resolution to ask. I'd like to ask the board to support me in this to name that as a Veterans Memorial Bridge. There, the first bridge as you turn into Miller Creek. Y'all have that document there before you. And Lonzo has the information as far as location, route. I'd like to make a motion that we pass this to name that as a Veterans Memorial Bridge.
Second.
Got a second?
So do we need to contact
Go on.
VDOT and ask them first?
I've already
and bring it back?
had the conversation with VDOT.
On the streets and stated.
Do you want them to come back and talk to us next month, November?
Well, I need to get this approved first to present it to VDOT for approval.
Oh, okay. All right. All those in favor of naming this a Veterans Bridge at Miller Creek?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
I've got, just one more thing. The senior league lights down on the field at Honaker, there's a bunch of them out. I know the kids are not able to play, but they have asked me to request that maybe since, we have some downtime and stuff, if you could take a look at that, Lonzo.
Well, David, you've got, discretionary.
Well, that ain't my district, that's Carl.
Carl,
Can I'll make a motion that Carl pay? I knew, Miss Chairlady, you was gonna say that. I was loaded and ready. I was loaded and ready.
You had $5,000.
Hey, and I need Oris's money over here too. I've got one on it.
One on your side, get him.
So if I can get Oris and Carl to back me on this, I need some lights. Well, no, thank you. One other thing, I had a lady that had called me and asked that if we could designate a day to support our police and first responders, something that the county would enact as an appreciation for their services and what they do in our community and our county. I said it'd be nice if we could have Sheriff Dye maybe attend, maybe the next meeting or something like that, and maybe if the board would consider taking this up and designating a particular day to ask people to put in a blue light and to support our law enforcement. They're really under attack in these days that we live in. It's hard to find them that want to have a job, that want to do this kind of work anymore. And I think that we absolutely need to show them that we support them and our first responders in times that we're living in. But I won't even bring it for a motion. If Madam Chairlady would want to look at a day or maybe a designated time or a day that you think would be good for us to do that, or maybe get with the county administrator and pick out a particular time that we could do a designation. But I would like to do something and maybe bring it up at the next meeting. And that's all I have.
We'll get up with Steve and see what.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Steve, you have anything, sir? Please?
No, thank you, I don't.
Carl?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Well, that being said, I will entertain a motion to adjourn and set our next meeting. It will be, if I can get my calendar to come up. Oh, gosh. November the 2nd. Okay, do we need to meet before then or have a special call? Or you'll let us know?
There may be a need for a special called meeting, but there's no, we'll just have to see if that
All right,
comes up.
November the 2nd at, you need an executive session for next meeting?
Yes.
Okay, at 5 o'clock. So, all right, make a motion.
I don't know.
All right, have a motion to adjourn. David, second.